It is the one and only GM, and today I'm gonna react to the Anna Williams Tekken 8 starter guide that IGN just put out a couple of hours ago. I think this will be good to react to because it's basically a guide for beginners to just pick up and play with Anna. So I'm interested to see what she got and how to play and some of her tools. So let's get it in and let's watch this guide. You heard? This is one of the first times I react to a guide. So this should be pretty interesting and cool to do. So let's keep the season 2 content pumping. You guys have been really supportive to all my new videos. All my new videos are getting a lot of views. So yeah, let's keep it grinding. Let's keep it going. You heard?
I'm only interested in my inferior half.
You heard? Only in your inferior
This
half.
won't take long.
Won't take long.
The second character pass of Tekken 8 kicks off with the return of Anna Williams, who bursts onto the scene
Okay, so
packing a bazooka, 2 brand new stances, and
She still has her downfall 4 though. I'm wondering how unsafe. You see downfall
bursts
4?
onto the scene packing a bazooka, 2 brand new stances, and an explosive high-risk, high-reward style of play
So she still
that
has
should be familiar
downfall
to
4
anyone
low.
who's used the
Wow,
character
and that
in the
still
past.
knocks down
To
the
help
big
break
low.
down this character, Bandai Namco esports manager Alex Julio once again stopped by to walk me through some of her
Damn,
best
her
moves,
damage is really
punishes, combos, and explain just what's so unique and dangerous about her. So with all that said, here's a quick starter guide to Anna Williams in Tekken 8.
Wow. You can cancel the downfall 1 to 4 into purple 1.
While Anna has a ton of new tools in Tekken 8 that change up her overall kit, she does retain a lot of the same strengths and weaknesses of past games. She is a very scary character once she's able to get up in your face with tricky stance mix-ups and
That
her
move
unique
is
ability
OD. That move right
to
there,
character
that
once
low,
she's able
that's
to
like
get
plus
up in your
5 or
face
7 or
with
something.
tricky
That right there, that low is crazy. It's mad fast and it hits you.
mix-ups
You
and
gotta
her
hold
unique
it.
ability to deal absolutely absurd damage even if you're blocking,
Wow.
thanks to a new
Look at the
ability to
chip
deal
damage on that,
absolutely
guys.
absurd damage even
I'm sure,
if you're
I'm guessing that jails and it's plus 3 too. Wow,
blocking,
that's so cheap.
thanks to a new debuff that she can afflict with her bazooka.
Look, and
that said,
yeah, it puts the debuff
even
on you
if
too.
you're blocking,
So when that debuff happens, you lose chip. Everything causes chip, no matter. And then heat is easy for her to cause you to have
thanks to a
debuffs.
new debuff that she can afflict with her bazooka. That said, her punishment game still leaves something to be desired, with her lacking any punishment options at 11 to 12 frames, and also lacking a 15 frame while rising punish.
Oh wow, that's okay. So I remember she had that issue, but I think they fixed it in Tekken 7, but they took it out now. So her punishment is bad. She doesn't have 11 or 12 frame punish, and she doesn't have a 15 frame while saying launcher. So you could do a minus 15 low on her. And what most Anna players do when they block minus 15 lows is that they just go for a fierce crouch mix up instead of trying to launch you.
So to start, let's go
'Cause she
over
can't
some of
launch
her
you.
best moves. Down forward 4, a returning favorite.
Okay, so it's her downfall 4 is 16 frames, minus 15 still. Wow, yeah. And Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection, she was top tier because in that game her downfall 4 was only minus 14. But in later Tekken games they made it launch punishable to balance her a little bit more.
This is a relatively fast low with solid range that tracks to the right.
And wow, so it tracks to her right, which is like a weak sign. It's plus 5. Man, plus 5 is a lot.
On counter hit, you'll get a guaranteed stomp follow-up.
Wow, that's a lot of damage, bro. Wow, that's a lot of damage for counter
Slow
hit.
with solid range that
Look at
tracks
the
to the
damage
right.
the
On
damage
counter
on
hit,
counter
you'll
hit.
get a guaranteed
Wow, 44 damage, 16 frame. That's a lot, man. That's really good.
stomp follow-up. Forward 3-2. A brand new move for Anna that incorporates her bazooka. Forward 3-2 is a 2-hit, 15 frame mid-heat
Wow, and it's safe and it causes chip damage and it goes into heat.
engager that is only minus 7
But
on
you
block.
could sidewalk it.
It is sidesteppable on the first hit, but the second hit cannot be stepped or interrupted if the first hit is.
That's mad good. So if you block the first hit, 4-4-3, you can't step the second hit, meaning the move jails. That's a very good move. But the move in general is linear. So if you think she's coming, you can sidewalk it. But you gotta be careful because she got that new homing move, the big bazooka boys.
Blocked. This is a really powerful move that you can expect lots of Annas to be using, especially right out of the gate.
They're gonna spam that move.
4-4-2 is a 17 frame, fully tracking high.
Yeah, that. If you step, you get hit with that homing move, and it knocks down 4-4-2.
That will knock down on hit with a guaranteed down forward 4 follow-up.
You get down
Obviously,
4 guaranteed.
it can be ducked, but if it is blocked, it leaves you at +4,
You're mad
allowing
strong.
you to continue your
And
pressure
chip
with down
damage.
forward 1, down forward 4, or one of her other slower lows if you've conditioned them to stand block to try and avoid getting frame trapped by down forward 1.
Yeah, that's mad good.
Down back 4. A new low for
You
Anna.
see that? Plus 8? That move is so good, man. Plus 8, 17 frames. Plus 8, and it goes into stance. Down back 4.
Into her hammer chance
That's
stance.
so good.
On hit, she'll
unseeable.
transition at plus 8. And
Damn.
basically anything she does out of the stance will be uninterruptible.
Yep. And everything uninterrupted. And yeah, that you gotta just hold it.
On counter hit, she'll get a guaranteed hammer chance 1, which is also a heat engager.
Wow, yeah, she gets quarter for 1 guaranteed on counter hit after that low. And then she gets a full crouch 50-50
If it's
right
blocked
here.
and you transition into the stance, expect to get blown up as you cannot block in this stance.
Okay, so it's mad risky. So if you do that low, down back 4,
1+2.
if you do the down back forward low or whatever, and then she goes in the stance, you can hop kick her or throw her because she can't block. So I see why they say she's really risky, but it's still mad good though.
A 16 frame mid attack that has full tracking and leaves Anna at +1.
Why does she have so much 1+2 homie moves, 16 frames +1? Why does she have so much plus frame homie moves? Like her main weakness has always been tracking, but they gave her so much plus frame homie moves that it really doesn't matter that she doesn't track anymore. It kills her weakness. Like who cares if you can't if you could step her when all these homie
on
moves.
block. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it leaves her at +9 on hit, and
+9.
on counter hit, she can either get a guaranteed forward 2-3 follow-up,
Wow.
or a heat engager with 3+4,
Wow.
both of which also wall splat.
Damn, yeah, you gotta be careful on the wall against that 16 frames on the wall. Yeah, she's mad good.
Anna's down forward 1 is a fairly traditional mid gut punch that is 13 frames and has a follow-up. On its own, down forward 1 is +5 on hit and -1 on block, making it a great stagger tool.
Yeah, plus
down
and
forward
minus
1, 2, and holding forward will transition into hammer chance at +7 on hit,
Plus
allowing
7
you
on
to
hit.
continue
Yeah,
your pressure further.
Yeah,
Up
so every time she goes into that hammer stance stuff after her moves, you can't do nothing. Literally nothing. You just have to hold it. That's mad good.
forward
That's kind of
3,
like
a low crushing jump attack that is +0
Kinda like-
on block and on hit gives you a +27 knockdown,
so it's 0 on block that jumping kick and it low crushes. Mad good.
allowing you to
gets
follow up
full
with
knockdown.
basically whatever grounded attack you
So that stance that she has, a new stance, is kind of like Hitman stance where you know how Lee goes in Hitman stance, he gets more plus. Anna is not like that too. When she goes into that forward stance, she gets more plus.
want. In heat, this move is even better, with her getting a bazooka shot follow-up by pressing either 1 or 2
Oh,
after the
wow.
kick connects.
That's mad good.
This seems like a good time to go over
And then on block, obviously it chips you. That's mad good. And then low crushes.
one of
so
the
it
more
heats
unique
better.
aspects about Anna, her fragile debuff. Whenever she has a string that lets her fire her bazooka, if she presses 1, she will fire a shot that doesn't deal a ton of damage, but instead inflicts the fragile debuff. The debuff is applied regardless of whether the shot is blocked or not, and when an enemy has the debuff, they will
Minus
take chip
13.
damage from every attack until
Every
they land a
attack.
hit on Anna.
That's the dumbest thing that she has, that debuff thing, man. Because they said no other character have that. So basically, it's like she's in heat without heat if she hits you with that debuff. And it's mad cheap because the bazooka blasters, they from mad range, right?
Deactivate the debuff.
Like that one is unsafe. That's minus
Not
13.
only that, but the debuff shot from the bazooka is also
But that one is
+4 on block,
+4,
allowing her
yeah.
to apply the debuff
Wow.
and continue her pressure as well.
Yeah,
Pressing
so-
2 instead will fire a shot that simply just does more damage and a lot of chip damage, but doesn't apply the debuff. This shot is
Oh, wow.
-1 on block instead of being +4.
Also, the one that does more damage is -1 and does more chip. But the regular one does the debuff and is plus.
Now let's stay in heat for a second and also go
Wow,
over
+4. You see the
1-2,
difference?
1-2 while in heat. This combo, while fairly underwhelming outside of heat, does pretty gnarly chip damage while in heat, and if the fragile buff is also applied. On block,
Wow, it's so good in heat. 1-2, 1-2 in heat. So without heat is -13, and then in heat is +3 and does mad chip and puts you in that state. That's mad cheap. That's one thing that I want Lee to have in season 2. You see how characters like Anna, that their moves and strings change properties while they're in heat. Lee needs something like that too. Because every character in the game has that, like has moves that when they go into heat, it changes the properties of the move. Lee does not have none of that. So I would like Lee to have something like that.
it leaves her at +3
That's mad
with
good, though.
a bunch of distance between her and
I
her
could see
opponent.
a lot
Up
of people
forward
spamming
2.
that.
This is mainly used for combo extension, but it can also be used in neutral as a means to transition into hammer chance and threaten with a mix-up. Since on hit, you're able to transition into the stance at plus 12.
Damn, you could just throw that out as a poke then. Just run up 4-2, run up 4-2, then it hits, you get a free 50-50.
It's safe on block, and thankfully
safe?
will only transition into stance if it hits.
Oh, if it hits, that's mad good.
On counter hit, it launches for a full combo.
Wow.
And you're able to cancel the stance transition, of course,
Damn,
by
that
holding
move is
down
mad
back.
good. 20 frames. It looks like it high crushes, so we will have to test that out. If that move high crushes, that's definitely going to be a top 5 move for her if it high crushes. It looks like it high crushes, but I can see just people just throwing it out in neutral as a poke.
Back 4. This is yet another fully
Another
tracking
homing
homing
move,
attack.
wow.
On hit, you're left at plus 11.
Damn, plus 11 is OD, and then she goes forward and she
Transition
gets
into hammer stance,
and then she gets a
and
mix-up.
on block, it's safe at -9.
Wow.
Once again, you only transition into the stance if the move hits.
Wow.
And finally,
Mad
sidestep 2. This is a relatively low risk, low attack that does have
Minus
20
12.
frames of startup,
Wow.
but only leaves Anna at -12 if blocked. On hit, she's plus 0, and on counter hit, she's plus 14, but the opponent can still block despite the frame disadvantage. So, no guaranteed follow-ups on this one.
Yeah, plus
now let's go over
14 is
Anna's
a lot.
punishers really quick. At 10 frames, Anna has 2 options.
Oh, that's
First
old
up
school.
is
Plus 8?
2-3. This does 24 damage and puts her into Chaos Judgment stance at plus 8. From there, she can threaten with a mix-up between her uninterruptible high, a power crush,
If
a
she's always
slower
had
mid
that.
that's plus 2 on block, and
Plus
a
2,
high-risk
wow.
low combo that is launch punishable.
She has a lot of plus frame moves, man.
Just
A
be
lot.
sure that what you're punishing is actually punishable, because if 2-3 is blocked, you're going to go for a ride, as once again, you cannot block in the stance.
But she can't block in the stand. You could just hop kick her. Okay, that's good to know. So she's
Alternatively,
risky.
if you just want to keep things simple and safe, you could just do 1-2-1, which is a natural 3-hit combo, meaning that all
Wow.
3 hits will connect if the first one lands.
That's new.
And it's only -4 on block. As mentioned at the top, Anna doesn't have anything for her 11 and 12 frame punishes, but for 13 frames, she has her down forward 1-2. We already covered this move earlier, but it leads into hammer chance at plus 7 on hit, giving you an opportunity to continue your pressure. Alternatively, you could also
There's no reason not to go to hammer stance after anything. It's too much plus. You could just go a 50-50 every time, right?
use back 2-2,
Another homing
which
move,
does
right?
10 points more damage compared to down
And plus
forward
5.
1-2, but doesn't give you the stance transition. For 14 frame punishes, Anna's got a heat engager on 3+4,
the cheeks
which is
move.
probably your best bet.
Hit you
You
with
can
the
also
cheeks.
do 3-2, which forces both you and your opponent to recover crouching, with you at a +4 advantage. And if you're
14 frame opponent, that's mad good. Like, so the ass move is literally to wall splat, and that one is for 50-50s.
close to a wall, she can instead use forward 2-3, which
Yes.
will wall stun.
Why did they say her punishment is bad? It looks good to me. It looks pretty good to me. Wall splatting at 14, the mix up at 14, and then her 10 frame gets a free mix up. It's not that
Your
bad.
best bet for Anna's 15 frame punisher
Down
is
forward 2.
predictably her down forward 2, which is a standard launcher. She has other options like down back 2 to apply the debuff, but chances are you're going to want the damage of a full combo launcher.
Yeah, exactly.
At 16 frames, you can use quarter circle forward 2-1 to launch punishable moves like Paul's Death Fist or
Wow, that
something along
launches
those lines
now?
that
Wow.
pushes you really far back.
Oh damn, that's a really good buff. That means if somebody does a death fist or any minus 16 frame, 17 frame move from far, she gets a quarter forward 2-1, and she gets a full combo now.
And
That's really
finally, your
strong.
Omega Punisher for when you block a Hell Sweep or something is up forward 4.
Yeah.
As for while standing punishes, she's got, for 11 frames, either while standing 3 or
Plus
while
5.
standing 4. Use while standing 4 for just a simple punish that leaves you at +5, and
Plus 8
use
is
while
a
standing
lot. Yeah, you don't want to get hit by her, man. A lot of her stuff on hit is heavy plus, man.
3
She's such a
if you
big.
prefer to transition to
big
Chaos
Ooga
Judgment
Booga
stance
character.
at +8. While standing 1-2 will be her 13 frame while standing punish, which will put you into your bazooka stance and force
Wow,
them to eat
mix
either a
up,
debuff
yeah.
or a bunch of chip damage depending on which one you decide to
OD.
use.
Yeah, eat that debuff.
And for her 14 frame while standing punish, it's the same as her standing 14 frame punish.
Yeah,
3
her
plus 4,
punishment looks
which
good
is,
to me.
once
I
again,
think the only issue with her punishment is obviously she can't launch like the crouching -15 loads, but other than that,
a
that
heat
joint look
engage.
fine to me.
And finally, in lieu of
She gets
a
a lot
15
of
frame punish,
50-50s.
she has a 16 frame punish on while standing 2,
Yeah, she
which
gets-
is your traditional launching
She gets
while
a lot of
standing attack.
50-50s when she hits you.
And
stuff.
finally, let's just go over some quick example combo routes using her various combo starters.
looks like her wall carries really good too. Wow. Yeah, her wall carry was really good. Wow. I see. damage.
And that's our starter guide covering Anna Williams in Tekken 8. Thanks again to Alex for taking the time to walk me through the character, and to you for checking the video out. And for more Tekken 8,
let me know what you guys thought about that. What I think, honestly, I think she's really good. She's definitely a meets out character, which means is like she's pretty damn risky, and you gotta know your punishment, because if you do the punishers and somebody blocks it and you go into stance, she can't block, so you can hop kick her. So I think, you know, her being punishable balances it a little bit more, but it's still mad cheap though, so we're gonna see what's good. You know, obviously she still has tracking issues and whatnot, but she still seems like she's gonna be a S tier character. Yeah, but let's lab her a little bit more. This was good to watch so we can understand the character a little bit more. And yeah, let me know if you guys want me to react to more stuff like this. Be sure to do the Roblox sponsor. FightingGM_Tekken is the Twitch. And we are close to 14K subscribers on my YouTube. Please, everybody, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out, take care, and latest.